Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for attending my grammar class, Round Learning's grammar class, RL grammar class. Okay, today we are going to talk about the modals. And we are going to use the will to demonstrate all the behaviors of the modals. And let's focus on the future tenses. All the future tenses, the four of them, simple, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous tenses, are formed with one extra word, will, plus the original form of the verb or the original forms of the verb structure. By that, I mean the auxiliaries of the structures, they are in its original form, in its name form. So the structure itself is in the original form. So all of them follow this one very specific rule. It's followed by name form of the verb or name form of the verb structures. Number two, the modals do not give specific information. Okay, it only qualifies the modes of an action. What that means is very simple. It only expresses opinions, modes, opinions such as the probability, possibility, necessity, obligation, etc. about an action, or politeness of requests. It's not factual. Sentences without modals are factual. Okay, it talks about what is, okay, what something is or what something does. You can change all the tenses you want, but these are facts. And if you use modals, then it's opinion. It's not 100% sure, right? Even if you're talking about future with a lot of certainty, but it's never 100% because we're talking about the future. So that's why we call them modals. Number three, the modals are always followed by name forms of verb or verb structure. I already mentioned that before, and I will repeat that because it is the most important thing about modals. That is, after modal verbs like will, you will use the verb in its original form, in its name form. Okay, so that is infinitive without to form. And when you use continuous tense, perfect continuous tenses, we know these tenses are structures. So you use the verb structure in its original form. How can you tell whether it is original form of a verb structure? Look at the auxiliary of the verb structure. If in continuous tense, if the be is in its original form, that's a original continuous form. In perfect, if the have is in have, if a perfect continuous tense, you have in its original form, then that's original form of the structure. Number four, modals. The modals do not have subject-verb agreement issue. Will doesn't, all the other modals do not, all right? So for example, you can say he will do it, she will do it, it will do it, I will do it, you will do it, we will do it, right? They will do it. It doesn't matter who the subject is and what the number person the subject is in. It doesn't matter. It's always will. So it doesn't have a subject-verb agreement issue. So that's why for Chinese students, this is a little bit easier to learn. Number five, modals are auxiliaries too. So what does that mean? That means it tells time, and we already says will tells time. And secondly, it negates, it says no. Thirdly, it raises questions, all right? And it should have subject-verb agreement issues, but with modals, they don't, okay? And that's what we're talking about. So first, it says no, so you just add not after will, that's it. And then if you raise question, move your will in front of subject, changing a statement into a question. Very easy. So that's the function of the modal as an auxiliary. Number six, we have an issue. In fact, the modals have a problem. The problem is that it's not very clear about time. Modals could express all tenses, present, past, future, no problem. All right, so that makes it very confusing. For example, these basic modals, 10 of them, can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, and must not. Okay, They can express past tense, although not all of them do, okay? Mostly it's could, might, and would. But they could also express present and future tense. By default, they always mean present and future tense. Now, that raises the question. It makes it very confusing now, right? As a result, we have an issue, and then we have to deal with that. There are two ways to deal with this issue, okay, of tenses. And on top of the issue of tenses, there's also the issue of meaning. So basic modals are very confusing, all right? They could mean it's possible, for example, can, it is possible, and it also means it is likely, it is able to. So that's two different meanings. And so to be very specific in terms of tenses and meaning, we use substitutes for basic modals. And these substitutes are called phrasal modals. And when you study phrasal modals, you look at them, they are mostly formed with one verb be, okay, together with adjectives, and then add an infinitive to. Okay, it does two things. Number one, it allows be to tell tenses, which is very accurate. And then it also, it's always followed by verb in their basic forms. And therefore it is very good to substitute the basic modals. So in that case, with phrasal modals, we solve two problems: the accuracy, the preciseness of the meaning, and also the tenses. And on top of phrasal modals, we have structures following these basic models. And among these structures, three of them are used to specify very specifically about the tenses of the model. If you use the three structures with have in them, then you are absolutely talking about past. No question about it. So therefore, that's another way of specifying tenses for modals. That's all for today. We finished talking about the basic modals, their behavior, their negation, question, subject, verb, agreement issues, and most importantly, the meaning and the tenses issues. That's all. And thank you very much for your patience. If you would like to follow us, you're welcome. I would like to see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.